How you doing, everybody? This is a recap video of what we've done on 9.7 in class, just to give everybody a backup in terms of getting their Onshape account set up and doing an initial project like this one. What I've had everybody do today was learn how to use the Onshape button here as the home command to get back to where you create and have all of your documents, or have a document stored. You really should only have one at this point. Normal thing is people end up creating a bunch of these, and you only should have one that you're going to work inside of. So I had everybody today just go create document, first, last name, and period. Just put P and let's say 7 for whatever last class just left. And then you'll see your first and last name, and that title is here. If you need to go back in here and change that, you can click there and change that. And what's going to go on here is, I can show you this in the video. You're going to share this file, or I'm sorry, it's a document, with DNK at prschools.com eventually, and that's going to make us co-own this, so I can see whatever you're doing and give you help, grades, and all that other stuff. Okay, so that's that. The next thing that I wanted to make sure everybody understood today was changing visibility and hiding these things. Like, you can see that there's a top plane, a front plane, and a right plane, and those things are identified right here. We're going to draw on the top plane. We don't need these. So you can hide things by hovering over the right side, finding this eyeball, and just clicking on it. The origin point is indicated here, and what that means is that's like the center of pivot. You're going to rotate it. Anything around, it's going to spin around that origin point. So usually design happens surrounding that origin point. And in order to make this kind of building structure that we're going to build, we're going to use this vertical stacking of blocks over the top of that origin point to help us. So you click sketch, and here to launch a sketch interface, your sketch tools show up. Before there was feature tools, or ways that you can model and sculpt solid objects, this menu has a whole bunch of different tools, and some of them, in this case especially, you need to use a drop down option. There's two kinds of rectangles. One, there's an aligned rectangle also, but two standard rectangle styles, just dragging from the corner and going point to point, or clicking in the middle and then dragging outwards and then clicking again to do that. So this is one we want. Now it's going to be that anytime you click up there, that's the tool that's going to be there, is the center point rectangle. And what you do with that is click in the middle of the screen on the origin point, drag it outward, click one more time. Something else that I didn't say, I should have said that right after this naming practice, is making sure your workspace units are right. So you want to make sure your workspace units are in millimeters. And if it says inch, just drop this menu down, change it, hit the green check mark. But you should be working on everything in millimeters when we're doing this. Anyway, I sketched that center point rectangle. This button right here underneath where your name is the extrude menu. I'm going to click. In this case, if it doesn't select and turn into 3D automatically, you're just going to click in that area and it's going to make it into a 3D block. You can drag this arrow up, or you can modify the numbers to change these units. And so you can put in like 50 for 50 millimeters, or you can just drag it to whatever height you want. Mouse controls. Some things with just where I'm at now is, if you press down on the mouse wheel, you drag. If you roll in out, it's going to zoom out. Roll forward, it's going to zoom in. But you press down and click and drag, so you can keep moving this into a place where you're comfortably able to see it. Click sketch, choose the top of the block, and you're got a center point rectangle out another block. But what you're going to do is look for these indicator lines. There's orange dots, and if you see orange dots, it's telling you to go up in this towards the center direction until you find that square. Whenever you're over that square, if you click, it's going to place the center of that rectangle in that center point. And then the other thing you can do is, if this is uncomfortable as it's tilted off to the side, you can just click on the top view. And even when a tool is open, like I'm drawing right now, I can click on that. It'll reorient the screen, make things a little bit easier to see like this. And you can right click a little bit before you just go 3D so you can see that happen. Figure out how big you want to make it. Okay. Click on the top here, click sketch, rectangle again, orange box again. These are going to be 2 rectangles now, so you have to make them the right size. There we go. Extrude. Press the mouse wheel down as a button. Drag this thing down so I can see what's going on. That looks good. And you can see I interchange how I choose to sketch. I can click the sketch button and click where I go with the sketch, or I can click where I go with the sketch and then hit the sketch button. It doesn't matter. Again, looking for that orange square. There we go. Extrude this one now. And then the last thing is going to be like a point on the top, which is simply making a square. Just close to precise. But then extrude it. Extrude it upwards, and then click this draft angle button. Then you're going to have to flip the angle, flip the direction of the angle. And you can increase this to a 4 or a 5 degree pitch. Something along the lines of that.